Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Amrit, the descent of Akash Ganga. My mission, the impeccable wisdom, knowing which everything is fully known. My greatest discovery, Divyank, the divine design of nature with which the perfect objects are designed and created. Let's talk of descent of Akash Ganga. This is the ancient story which has been spoken over years and years. Let me now describe that in detail. According to a legend, the sons of King Sagra, the great-grandfather of King Bhagiratha, the king of Ayodhya, were defeated in a battle by Indra, the king of gods, and put under suspended animation in Patal Lok, the netherworld. There are different versions to this, but the essence is either they are killed, put in suspense in Patal Lok, and some people talk about ashes. Anyway, the whole objective was to revive those people to life once again. Somehow, no one could revive the unconscious persons or dead persons at all. The king was advised to request goddess Akash Ganga to come down to Mother Earth and revive the unconscious persons or dead persons. Somehow, the three generations of King Sagra failed to bring goddess Akash Ganga down. Finally, King Bhagiratha, with severe penance, succeeded in persuading goddess Akash Ganga to come down to the earth. Meantime, goddess Akash Ganga asked King Bhagiratha to request Lord Shiva to hold her in his matted hair to avoid deluge and destruction of Mother Earth. Lord Shiva agreed to do the needful. Meantime, goddess Akash Ganga landed in his matted hair. Lord Ganga released a stream from the head. With the water of Ganga, the ancestors of King Bhagiratha were revived. Now the question comes, is this story a myth, mythology, fiction, or there is a hidden impeccable wisdom in the whole thing? I'm sure most of the people do believe the Puranic stories are mythology, make people believe so that they can follow certain path of religiousness. But I do believe Vedas, Upanishads, the Puranas, and many other scriptures of Sanatana Dharma are full of the wisdom which we have not recognized, and I'm just trying to recognize in the light of Divyank, the divine design of nature, and modern sciences, maths, physics, chemistry, and biology. I'm trying to bridge and make the new science of spirituality a spiritual science by and large. Now let's proceed to the next stage. Now, this particular picture is well taken from Mahabalipuram near Chennai through those old carvings where they show Bhagirath doing penance to bring Ganga down. After success of this particular penance, Akash Ganga decides to descend. Now you can see in this picture she is descending. Lord Shiva is standing with open hairs to welcome her into the hair and then hold in matted hair. You can see Bhagirath standing on right side and Parvati with the Nandi on the left side. This is also a very ancient Indian picture which has been there for maybe generations. Now let's take another picture. This is also taken from internet. Is also ancient Indian wisdom. In this particular, you can see Akash Ganga coming down to the head of Lord Shiva when he is sitting in meditation. And then you see the Ganga water is flowing on either side of the picture. This particular artist believes that Ganga came from here, water has flown over the shivling, and that's what this picture's indication is. Now I'll take it to the little next stage. This picture of Shiv and Shakti was drawn by me in 1992, almost 31 years ahead, long back. But this was one picture which I drawn after my initiation into simplified Kundalini Yoga. Whether it is a coincidence, it follows after the initiation, not before the initiation. Like Om I had drawn before, other pictures I had drawn, but this was after that, 1 year after initiation. What prompted me to make this, I had no idea. But after 31 years, when I look at this particular picture, and I look at those pictures of Bhagirat on one side, Descent of Akash Ganga, spread hair of Lord Shiva, and then matted hair, and water falling either side of him. But this particular picture made me realize, or my voice of silence said, this is a better picture given to complete that stage in a minute. So here, from the head, Ganga I have shown falling on the western side, not the eastern side. That's one part. Then there is a snake around the neck, which you can see. But at the same time, there's a necklace around the throat, which are closely associated with Shuddhi Chakra. I am made to understand that Ganga did not flow from top, which we can say that was Kailash and Mansarovar. And then Sindhu came out of it and gone towards the west and is become an outer demarcation for the land below Sindhu is called Bharat. Or that was not considered to be Bharat by and large. But here I was made to understand it has flown from the neck after being purified, the water being purified by Visuddhi Chakra, and that's why Ganga water is much better than Sindhu water, or water of any is considered more sacred, and from there Ganga had flown. Now, to prove this point, in this picture I have shown map of India, and I do believe India, this map is a holy land. This is a chosen land by the nature, and this is the only part of the Mother Earth which is rising over a period. And the proof of that is rising Mount Everest. Kailash is in Himalayas, and Mansarovar is there, and Sindhu flows from Kashmir to Kashmir and then to the western side. Pakistan, by and large, is not shown in this, is an integral part of Akhand Bharat only. But in this particular picture, you can see the head is on top, which is Jammu and Kashmir. Then neck you have Himachal, Uttaranchal, and Punjab. But here Uttaranchal is on the eastern side, not the western side. And Ganga arises from Gangotri, and from there it flows to the place where it is meant to be. So what can we conclude is descent of Akash Ganga to the hair of Lord Shiva, then matted hair, one stream, Sindhu goes to the western side to demarcate one area, which becomes Sapta Sindhu on the other side. But through inside from head, water comes inside and gets purified by the Vishuddhi Chakra and then arises and able to go, and with this water started flowing. All the ancestors of King Sagra and Bhagiratha were revived. How did they revive? This water was Amrit, or fully purified pure water, and scientifically we can prove it that dehydration leads to suspended consciousness. Hyponatremia, hypovolemia, hypotension is the root cause for people becoming unconscious. And for them to revive, what you need is rehydration or putting water back into them. And the pure water will make sure this is done. Incidentally, ancestors of Bhagirath were put it under suspended animation in a saline water of Patal Lok. And you know, anything which put it into saline water, water is reabsorbed and they would become inactive. And after putting pure water, only they can revive, and this is a pure science. I don't think anybody should have any difficulty in accepting Akash Ganga coming from Milky Way, you can call it, or spiral galaxy, you can call it. Then the water which had risen from the sea again to top had to be brought back in the form of rain, Akash Ganga, and then purifying this water and then reviving makes much more sense to me than all the stories and all the explanations given otherwise. Now it's left it to all the audience or the listeners to come to their own judgment. But I'm convinced that water was very, very important part for revival, and it is called Amrit, and nothing, no other metal other than no other metal or no other product or other thing is Amrit. It's only water, and 61.803% of the water on the earth, human body and cells is the optimum. If someone can maintain that throughout their life, it can prevent all the problem, it can curtail aging, and you can even reverse aging with that, because all the biological parameters will be perfect, function will be perfect, and that's it. And I think this is a beautiful story to show how water plays a very important role in our thing. Why all the civilizations which survived were only where there was enough of pure good water, not polluted water. Now, let's talk a little more about Amrit or the pure water. Water was designed as a universal solvent by the divine nature. Incidentally, it has the power of 10 protons, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. And I do believe the 10 stages of development, which we are going to see over and over and over in every level of creation, centers on this. And the root of that was in water, H2O. And also at the same time, as I told in the beginning, one of the first things which Kamadhenu came up was methane gas. Methane gas also CH4. And that is also a proton, 10 protons only. Is a coincidence or divine design? It's up to you to accept. But I have accepted that they indicate and state. So water at the same time is the only product which can exist in all the 10 states of matter, whether it's solid, water, heat, vayu, akash, are their subtle forms as well as gross forms, as we have already talked about it in earlier video. Now, another quality of water which is very important is water can absorb and release large amount of heat. So as a result, the body temperature is maintained very well. Heat from one side is taken to the other side and absorbed, released, so that you can maintain a body temperature 98.4 degree Fahrenheit or 37 degrees centigrade. And water plays an important role in maintaining body temperature. Then second thing is water reacts to form many molecules and compounds which are essential for structure and functions of the perfect human body or all the living organisms. Water, like blood, is also a universal carrier. Whatever is required for different cells in the body is carried in the water alone to that. So hence we can say water is the seed of life. A few more things I would like to talk about pure water. As you see, right, acidic nature is because of hydrogen ions. Basic nature is with OH anion, that is cation. Now, H plus plus OH minus actually is a formula of water. Water can dissolve into acidic form or alkaline form because it's very loose bond or polar. And neutral 7 would be the normal perfect good water. Acidic will be towards the left side, you can see red, and alkaline towards blue, which goes to blue violet. That's one thing I feel is a subject everybody should understand. We can neutralize acidity or alkalinity just with the pure water alone. So that way also it is Amrit. Water is also has a polar bond, loose polar bond, as you can very well see in the down left side picture, how the polar bonds attract towards each other. And the result is high surface tension. And it produces high surface tension. The proof which I have given is a spider can easily walk on the water without falling. So these are the main qualities of water which I would like to do. So this particular video is an attempt bring almost all the important aspects of water, dehydration, hydrolysis, and other things so that we can make ourselves healthy, wealthy, wise, and happy. And also understand from ancient Indian wisdom to present day how this, what are requirements for the perfect life, how they were uh, told or talked about in the story form, and we should be in a position today, with the help of modern education and science, to decode those stories with the scientific evidence which is there. I'm sorry to admit that it was not possible earlier to decode these stories because we didn't have the scientific knowledge. Thanks to the modern scientists of the world and the ancient spiritual scientists of the world, we have a much better knowledge than available earlier. And let's move from here to the impeccable wisdom and then apply that knowledge from school, college to the university. The emphasis of Akhand Vidyashram by and large is recreate perfect knowledge from school, college, university to research. So there's international accepted perfect knowledge which we don't have to unlearn and relearn. Unfortunately, the kind of information available in books, journals, magazines, internet, and others is so confusing, so divergent. What is right and wrong, our students are not able to figure it out. If they are not, some of the intelligent students don't seem to be doing better, primarily because they're intelligent and they don't find this knowledge available interesting enough or perfect enough. For their sake, I would definitely like so they benefit first and then understand and then spread the knowledge to others also to explain in the process. Anyway, thank you very much. It was nice talking to you and bringing forth the real impeccable wisdom of water, how Amrit is water. First story was Samudra Manthan, how they were seeking that from sea, but same water with the heat went up as clouds and came down as Akash Ganga once again to revive even some of the living. Those two stories, by and large, make much more sense to me now with this, and I'm sure it will make sense to everybody thereafter. Let us look at ancient Indian stories and maybe other stories of other religions and civilizations of the world also, which center on mythology with an open mind, with in the light of Divyank and modern sciences. I'm sure we'll have a much better information from the West as well as India. I'm not talking of India alone. This particular picture is a Greek symbol, and I've shown how the Greek symbol has so much of wisdom in it. So I'm trying to bring West and East also together to say that they were equally ancient. Westerns were civilization, Greek, Roman, Latin, were equally advanced as we were advanced. So let's bridge the gap and bring the world in better knowledge by and large. So thank you very much for kind listening and encouraging. Thank you.